Welcome to another video, and needless to say, this winter's been an interesting one. The wettest I've ever recorded, I believe. It's literally rained every day in the UK in 2026, every single day. So I'm going to do how quickly can I detail a car in between it raining again. Here we go. So I'm going to get everything set up. I got my new foam cannon MJJGC GGGGC. I'm going to put in it Incredible Suds in that one. I'm going to put Kokemi Active Snow Phone in this one, and then in this one I'm going to have my Brake Buster, I think. And then what I'm thinking to do, actually, I want to use this. So this is a wash and seal. So all in one coat. I could just put, it's all in freaking Japanese. So I watched the video. I think I can just use it for my contact wash. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to put it in the foam cannon. I'm going to use a little, you know what? I think I'm just going to use Incredible Suds. Let's just use Incredible Suds for everything because it works well. Car's pretty dirty. Hasn't been washed since last year, and it's actually held up pretty well, but you know, water's not sheeting and beading and whatever and faffing. So what I'm going to do is literally, I'm not going to mess about with changing the camera. I'm going to put the camera up, set a timer. How quickly can I detail this car? And let's get it. Boom. Right, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So I may have jumped the gun here a little bit, saying I'm not going to move the camera, where I most probably will move the camera, otherwise I'm just going to be hiding behind the car when I do the opposite side. But I'm going to crack on here. Great maintenance wash, I think, this process. I like to use the Brake Buster on the wheels first to get that moving, then hit the paint with Incredible Suds. The goal of this method is literally to remove the grit and the sand and the mud and all the big chunky stuff off the paint, emulsify that down before I actually start touching the paint with any kind of media like your pads, your mitts, your brushes and all that kind of stuff. And I know I'm doing this as a bit of a speed run, so to speak, but time is your friend. Let these products dwell and let the chemicals work for you. You know, there's no point in spending all this money on all these fancy soaps and decon washes and stuff if you don't actually let them do their thing. But it's not a filthy car, so I'm just I'm running with it, and just use your judgment, use your common sense, and you'll get some great results. So now moving on to the wheels. We've got my Brake Buster 1 to 5 in the sprayer, and what I'm doing here is I actually have a bit of Surfex HD APC, and I'm just hitting the lower rockers, the lower panels around the car, because there is a little bit of road grime on there, which is hasn't really come off with the pre-wash, so I'm just letting the APC do a bit more work. It's got a bit more bite to it. So and also there is quite a bit of tar on the car, but I don't have any tar remover left and I don't really have time for that step. But when I do, the weather does improve, there will be a full decon wash, which will involve the real heavy stuff. So we're going to get in there with a tar remover, iron remover, probably the water spot remover, clay the car, and just give it a really, really deep clean and get all that beading back. And then following that, I've got some new protection systems that I want to try out. I've got some ceramic coatings, and I got some new waxes and things and sealants I want to try out and really sort of give them a surface that they can really adhere to and show me how good they are. I can't wait for that. It's going to be great, and I can't wait to share that with you. So apart from speeding up the few sections of video, I've essentially done very little editing to the overall time on this footage. And I just wanted to say as well that in terms of finishing a lot of the car in the wet, the quick bead system, the DIY detail I've done is just so easy. Any kind of spray on rinse off sealant like Gyeon Wet Coat, anything like that, it just works so well and it's just so easy. And I don't have to rely on drying the car to apply it. I can just then, if it rains after I've applied it, it's just going to continually rinse. So yeah, recommend those products 100%. If you haven't used it, try it. There's loads of variations out there now, and let me know what are your favourites, what are the ones that you've used. So as I'm rinsing off here, you can see when I get to the bonnet that a lot of protection is kind of fading. There is contamination on the car because it hasn't really had much of a decon wash this entire winter since November, December last year. And you can see it is kind of sheeting a bit, but protection is slow. And we're going to top that up with the backy. I think that's how you say it, so let's give it a shot. So I have made a last minute adjustment. Rather than putting it in the bucket, because I kind of already have incredible suds in there, I'll put it in the foam cannon and just let it spray and rinse off essentially, and yeah, job done. And then just to final finish it off, any areas which are really dull, I'm just going to give a top up of quick beads until I can do further decontamination wash. So I got this hose off Amazon to try and help with my detailing, and it's absolute load of junk. It's supposed to be non-kink or anything, but it does curl and kink like mad. So if anyone's got any recommendations for a decent hose, please drop a comment below and let me know what you use, because I could really do an upgrade. And time. Right, back up. So it's the next day. There's a little break in the rain, so I'm going to dry it and put some ceramic sealant on it, some NV, and then go from there. you see this here? See this? There's a little, still some wax left over from freaking show running wax, but I want it to stop raining so I can put on the Yumcars trim serum and see how well it brings back this plastic, because it is. I've been only using dressings at the moment, and it is horrendous how bad it is. It's just typical, very typical on these types of cars. But yeah, I'll put it to the ultimate test, I think. Just get this done, and then that's it, we're done.